Hi guys and dolls, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So let me plug you in so you can hear me better. Hi guys and dolls, I'm sure that's better. I am using natural light, which has been a problem even though I have lamps on. The lighting is kind of weird, so if you can bear with me on that, that would be great. So let's just jump right in. For some people, they cannot commit to you. I don't care if they're married to you, engaged, just dating. They cannot give you their heart. They cannot give you what you need, even though they go through the motions. They get you a ring, they ask you to marry, you get married, you have 5 kids. If you decide to have 5 kids, that's on you if you want to do that. But they're not connected to you, not connected to the children, not connected to the dog, not connected to anything. Not excited when there's a surprise birthday party, not excited when you get them their favorite thing for a special occasion. They're just like, it's nice. That is called, it could be narcissism, because narcissists are not going to connect to you either, okay? And it could be either or both. And this is, I'm not trying to perpetrate being a therapist or anything like that, but I have a ton of experience, so I kind of know what I'm talking about, in addition to research in case I question myself or I need a specific term. I can't remember what the term is called. I'll research it or whatever. So that's what's going on there. So anyway, some people can't commit to relationships because they have an avoidant attachment style. This is from businessinsider.com. Okay, so let's just jump in. Okay, so. All right, so I'm going to kind of skim over. I'm not going to go over every single word verbatim, but this is according to psychotherapist Allison Abrams. One style that people have is called avoidant attachment. She told Business Insider that our experiences in childhood shape our style of attachment, which then becomes the template for how we behave in future relationships. Insecure attachment styles, such as avoidant attachment, usually stem from some sort of early childhood trauma. When our needs aren't met consistently by our primary caregivers, we form the belief that they won't be met by any significant other and that we can't ever rely on others. Essentially, it is a defense mechanism, and people with avoidant attachment style may completely avoid relationships altogether or keep anyone new they meet at a distance. They may sabotage their blossoming romances out of nowhere because they are scared their new partner will leave them, so they get in there first. This is an unconscious attempt to make sure that they never again go through anything like they went through with their original caregiver. The irony is that by engaging in these defenses that we've learned, we are actually recreating the very thing we're trying to avoid. Okay? So they don't want to be abandoned. I got a real dark shadow over here. Y'all can hear me. We're good, right? They are terrified of abandonment, but their behavior guarantees abandonment. Okay? And the reason why I was drawn to him is because he wasn't overtly abusive, but the father, my so-called father / sperm donor, he is avoidant also, in addition to narcissistic. Okay? He's convinced that he is God's gift to women, and you can't tell him any different. All right? Anyway, avoidant people find faults in anyone. Rather than letting a relationship grow naturally, an avoidant person tends to dwell on areas they are unsatisfied with. While people with healthy attachment styles are able to compromise with their partners and focus on the positives, avoidant people cannot. They zero in on minor flaws and imagine how they would be happier being single or how they might be better off finding someone else. So basically, they're their own worst enemy with their inside traumas that they radiate out to every avenue of their relationships, connections with other people. Okay? They don't harm themselves. They often attract people with an anxious attachment style who give up all their own needs to please and accommodate their partner. Anxiously attached people become incredibly unhappy and worried about being too much or too little for the person they are dating and take everything incredibly personally. How can you not take something personally when someone's unfazed by you? I know we just got married, but good night. It was real. Nobody does that. Nobody normal does that. I don't really care. And nobody normal does that. And so after a while, I think, well, I don't think. I know for a fact that I shut down. I tried to communicate. And then I'm warm. I'm always warm, right? Oh, God. Me and warm weather, we don't get along too well. But anyway, I shut down. I eventually shut down, and that was the slow death of the marriage, so-called marriage. People get tired of trying to communicate with you. They get tired of banging their head against the wall. They get tired of saying the same thing over and over again with no result, and the person is still a dead person. So you just get to the point where you shut down. I don't want to hold your hand. I don't want to kiss you. I don't want you touching me. I don't want you accidentally touching me in the bed. Don't let your foot touch mine accidentally. Don't freaking do it. And I was on that page. I mean, there's just no way around it. I was on that page. But if you're in a relationship where your partner is shutting down further and further and further and further, and you sit and we eat popcorn and watch it happen, I don't know what to tell you. You know what's happening when it's happening, but because they're so nonchalant about everything, they just kind of sit and go, everything is, They're the type that would go to a funeral and everybody would be crying and it's that person's mom that died, and they'd be like, well, yeah, people die. See what I'm saying? In an attempt to alleviate the anxiety, they sometimes play games in their relationship to get attention. They may act out, try to make their partner jealous, or withdraw and stop answering texts or calls. Unfortunately, this makes them an attractive match for the avoidant people. Anxiously attached people are living out their past because fearing abandonment and pursuing someone unavailable feels familiar. The avoidant one of the pair then has someone who is constantly after them, even if they put in little effort. While the anxious person's fears of not being enough are validated, the avoidant person is safe in the knowledge their partner won't hurt them. It's a familiar yet toxic cycle. Close relationships are incredibly important. Okay? Without healthy relationships, Abrams said, we are more likely to suffer from mental health issues like depression, but we're not destined to keep living out the same inevitable mistakes because our attachment styles are not set in stone. His are set in stone. He's never going to change. And he was drawn to the second wife because she's attractive and a charmer and full-blown psychotic / narcissistic to the 1000th degree. But she charmed him with her beauty and great sex, I'm sure, like a lot of female narcs do, and men fall into the trap. They dive into the trap head first. I'm not controlled by sex. When I'm tired of you, don't touch me. Don't come near me. Don't even do it. Don't even hug me. Don't. So I go into avoidant attachment style 2 as a result of dealing with a statue. Anyway, like any other behavioral change, if you are aware of your tendencies and you are willing to put in the effort to change them, you are more likely to have healthier relationships. These people don't change. Come on. We may not change our styles altogether, but we can learn to make adjustments and not allow them to destroy our current relationships. The most effective way to make a change, she said, is to start seeing a therapist and identify the source of our patterns. That means digging into your past and seeing how your life has shaped your beliefs about love. Over time, you'll develop a new way of relating, finding happiness in things outside of romantic relationships. Yes, that's me. And most importantly, learn to have compassion for yourself. Yes, that's me. Know you are doing the best you can given circumstances that were not in your control, Abrams said. The good news is that you do have control now, and if you do the work, you can make the changes. I saw somewhere on Instagram where somebody said, I'm going to move you a little bit, where somebody said, instead of people changing themselves, they change partners. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. And as soon as you don't meet my needs because you're not perfect, I'm going to get rid of you and find someone else. And I'm going to get rid of you and find someone else. I will even do, if this person's attachment avoidant style, I will even do a preemptive strike and get rid of you before you even remotely think of abandoning me. I remember we went to his mother's house in Mount Vernon. He hadn't seen his mother in a very, very, very long time. Usually you hug your mom when you see her, right? He walked right by. She opened the front door and he started to walk right by her. And I said, hug your mother? What's wrong with you? Give her a hug. You haven't seen her in how many years? But he does that with her. See? And society needs to realize, good God, that shadow. Oh, it's driving me crazy. I hope you guys are okay with it because I can't control it. Anyway, just because a woman has children does not mean she loves her children. Does not mean that she knows how to hug them, say, I love you, good job. Having a child is the only thing it is it's a biological thing. She got pregnant, she had a kid. That's it. The love and the attention and the positive reinforcement and all of this that children get, not all women know how to do that, and having a child doesn't instantly give her the ability to do that. She just did a biological function. Her mother might have been attached, avoidant attachment style. And her mother may have been that way, and her mother may have been that way. And it may be a continuing thing where that's just people through the multiple generations don't know what else to do because that's how it's always been done. And then their kids end up being detached from everything. Now, in a normal marriage, when the day you get married, the night of, your husband, if he loves you, hopefully he loves you, y'all are all over each other. You're climbing all over each other because you've entered the highest plateau that you could get in a relationship with, which is marriage. And the intimacy is just sealing your commitment. But with someone who has issues, yeah, we got married, but we can have sex another time, I guess. I'm tired. That's not normal. That's not normal. Everybody knows, later that night after the reception, and the party's died down and the couple's finally alone. Everybody knows what's going to be happening. And we don't mean reading a book, looking at comic books and drinking Kool-Aid and eating chocolate chip cookies, okay? We already know what time it is. But if a person is avoidant, it does not matter what plateau you have reached. It does not matter what the special occasion is. Everything is going to be a shoulder shrug. I remember one time he told me that he won money in an essay contest and in high school, and I think he won $100. And I said, weren't you excited? That's cool. I mean, when you're a kid in high school, you get $100. That feels like $1,000,000. I said, weren't you excited? He's like, yeah, it was cool. Okay. The narcissism, I don't think he was narcissistic. I just think that he's avoidant attachment style. But narcissism, dissociative identity disorder, bipolar, all of these things can manifest in childhood. This is my personal experience. This is extensive research. And my life is a case study of all of this. So I'm well versed on all of it. And, you know, both parents were narcissistic in addition to avoidant. So to end up with someone like that is not a shock. Subconsciously, I did it, but I know for a damn fact life is too short to be dealing with that kind of bullshit ever again. Done, 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 done. No more. Absolutely no more. But how many people want to go to therapy to get better? They'd rather change partners than change themselves. And until they break out of that toxic cycle, the nonsense and the depression and the hurt feelings, the devastated partners, this will continue and continue and continue and continue until the person realizes that my life's not working for me. I definitely have to do something better because this is just not going to fly. That takes a special emotional maturity to reach that point. Okay? So how many people want to be introspective, and how many people want to look at themselves that deeply in order to make the decision to make a change? Therein lies the question. You guys take care. I hope this was helpful to you. Have a good day, good night, wherever you are. Enjoy yourself. Hope you have a good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. All right, take care. Love you. Bye.